What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm looking at this story specifically about Ye. Ye has mastered continuing to be on the internet and in everybody's uh, thoughts, vlogs, reactions, and every news media outlet from Fox News all the way over to People Magazine. Uh, Ye is at the forefront of everything at this point. And right now, we're talking about specifically how he has to pay $200,000 a month in child support. Now, I'm not really sure how this was revealed, but it says that they have joint physical custody and legal custody of their four children, daughters North, Chicago, Saint, and Psalm, who's 9, 4, 6, and 3, and finalized their split. X has come into an agreement about child support, custody, and property. According to the divorce documents obtained by People, a former couple will have physical joint custody and legal custody of their kids, and he'll be required to pay $200,000 a month. Now that's $2.4 million a year. Now we're gonna mine this out a little bit differently, right? Because it say he'll also on top of that be responsible for half of the children's medical, educational, and security expenses. Interesting. Both Kardashian and West waive spousal support. Now I'm assuming that and I'm not sure, so we're gonna mine this out a little bit. I'm assuming that there was a prenuptial agreement, and that the lawyers made a decent amount of money as far as the hourly that they built this couple in order to be able to make sure that they came to an agreement with their divorce being settled. But let's just put this in perspective, right? And so on one side, you'll have people say, well, $2.4 million a year for four children for a guy that was making over $200 million a year and was scheduled to make over $500 million a year is reasonable. But then you have to take into consideration, and I don't care how much money you make, I don't care how famous you are. What about how much money she makes? How is Kim Kardashian able to come up so much every single twist and turn that you see? She is on the winning end and the winning stick of every relationship that she's ever been in. Now, on one hand, you can say, well, it's because she's a woman. And on the other hand, you can say, well, she's just smarter and more business savvy than the men that she aligns herself with, and everybody has played a purpose in her life. Let this be a lesson. The first thing that I will say is that from a business perspective, again, from a business perspective, she looks at everything as business first. I do not believe for one second that every single relationship that she's ever participated in has been because of love. From Reggie Bush to Ray J. Let's break this down, y'all. Ray J was a come up because her mother literally planned, and it's already been revealed, her mother has literally planned, or they did plan for them to release the tapes, and they even shot multiple different tapes in which, your mom is looking at you getting bust down is wild. It's absolutely, and directing this thing is wild. But what I'm telling you is that women, by default, naturally, without even trying, tend to look at things from a business perspective first. Whereas men are more emotional, women tend to look at everything from a business perspective. And this is why you find yourself on the tail end of the stick, because you lead with your cock and you lead with your emotions and what it is that you see instead of leading with what makes the most sense long term. Let's mine this out real quick. So they waive spousal support, agreed to settle disputes regarding the children by participating in mediation. However, if the party fails to take part, the other is allowed to make the decision in the dispute by default. Couple's assets, including property, will be divided based off of their prenup. Comes 9 months after Kardashian was ruled legally single. He challenged her request to be declared legally single, but in a statement said that I've asked my team to expedite the dissolution of my marriage to Kim so I can put my entire intention towards our beautiful children, which is just a statement. Then it talked about that how they started dating in 2012, so on and so forth, whatever. But again, this is crazy to me. This is absolutely insane, and it's crazy to me that somebody can be rich, but they're still fleecing. If this was about the children, then why is she fleecing him for child support, regardless of how much it is, despite how much he makes? If I made $1 billion a year, that does not mean that you are entitled to $200,000 a month, which equates to $2.4 million a year in child support. Somebody on Kanye's team isn't focused. I don't know where they filed this at. I'm curious as to what the people think. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about the $200,000 a month in child support. Because again, we're looking at it from our little eyes and that we're just regular everyday people, right? And they are super mega star celebrities. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I mean, as long as you can actually communicate with the parent in order to be able to get the kids whatever it is that they need. As a matter of fact, y'all so rich and y'all balling so hard that y'all billionaires. Everybody around them net worth is billionaires. Are you telling me that these four kids, that it is a requirement that these lawyers actually argued on the behalf of getting $2.4 million a year in child support and that he agreed to that? Kanye, Ye is getting fleeced, in my personal opinion, all the way around, all the way across the board, and it is egregious. It is despicable. It's egregious, and it is a spit in the face. Because let me tell you what really happens. What happens is because this happens to him, and even though it's an egregious amount, it sets the precedent for all of the other men that comes after him by leaning on what came before him, and nothing has ever changed. If things are equal, and we talking about society and women at large, then why are we still having conversations about men getting fleeced in child support, and family court laws not being updated, and the man all the way from the bottom all the way back up to the top are the ones that's going to pay the majority of the price for what it is that we seeing in society? I think it's outrageous. I think it's egregious. But I want to know what y'all thoughts are. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. In addition to that, I'd love for you guys to make sure that you tap into the Patreon. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then last but not least, if you subscribe to the other channel, Anton Daniels, and continue to rock with me, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I want to know what y'all thoughts are in the comments about this whole child support thing. I think it's horrible. I think it sets a bad precedent. I think it's egregious. And I think that whoever it is that's surrounding Ye, they are not working on his behalf. They might be Kim Kardashian's plant lawyer, working behind the scenes overtime in order to make sure that she get everything that she needs. I want to know what y'all thoughts are. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Crazy. Peace.